What's the crack? You're watching the Labtv, and I'm here with
Ika, man.
Sippy.
and we're gonna discuss all things hip hop. We're all fucking class. It's just a journey to the Y. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Smash the like button as well. Do all those things. Press the bell. You get a notification anytime we upload stuff. We're doing this at the beginning now. We're all decent. Do it because it's amazing. Anyway, let's talk about the state of Irish hip hop and whatever it is we're facing. So. The first question or thing I want to throw out there is, right, when you think of Irish hip hop, who do you think of?
Oh, I think a lot of people, man. Especially at the moment, I feel like we've really talented people around the scene. Like, even by mentioning, like, just to throw a few names on top of my head, I would say Chris Cabs, who's from Dublin. I would say Jay Ronick. Like, these are guys, like, I feel like they're doing more than one thing, as in, like, just rapping or just making music. Like, you know, they're, I would say, entertainers, producers on top of making music. Load otherwise, there's Ja, Trigger, Dubzino, great, like, rappers. I feel like Irish hip hop is at its healthiest point so far.
Decent. And who do you think of?
At the moment, for me, I kind of follow. If I bump into an Irish artist who does hip hop, I kind of stick to them and listen to them for quite a long time and kind of study them. And funny enough, you know, the Spotify shows you your artist of the year in 2019, and my artist of the year in 2019 is actually from the Irish scene, and it was actually Jafaris.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was my biggest, most listened artist internationally, which I thought was crazy, which also shows how much I actually am loving the Irish scene at the moment. For me, so it was Jafaris. JLOL was also a great artist as well. At the moment, those are the two. I obviously have to give it up to our own Jay Ronick as well. He's dope. And also throw out there Bubber as well, who's also
Me?
a dope artist.
Thanks.
And I would encourage you to listen to his stuff as well.
I didn't pay him to say this.
No, he didn't. He didn't. But no, it's one of those artists that we kind of have to kind of look out for our own local talent as well. It's good to have, you know, the Irish scene, but we also kind of need to focus at home as well. So yeah,
I feel you, man. I'd love to be heard. I just don't know how to achieve it. Like, that's
I
my
think 2020 is your year, man. It's your year. 2020 vision.
I got to make that shit happen.
Yeah.
So when I think of Irish hip hop, I think of speculative fiction first of all, because man, his fucking lyrics are incredible. Like, I know I did a compliment battle with him, right, and it was some crack. It was a lot of fun. But when I hear this guy and his voice, I'm like, oh god damn. And when I hear Scripta, his accent, man, just speaks to my heart. It's like, god damn it, I fucking love it. And all the boys in Dublin as well, FMC,
Yeah, also to give, because you mentioned, yeah,
Varsity.
to even give shout out, like, to the even people that were doing it beforehand that were, like, very good, like even Jambo, Lethal Dialect, Willa Lee, like Costello, like these lads, I feel like kind of put the works there for the road to be open for all these lads kind of coming in now, you know?
I feel that, man. And the question I want to ask is then, right, so do you think, if there is any, who could be, like, could an Irish artist be as big as Beyonce or Rihanna or Jay-Z?
100%, man. 100%.
How do we make this happen?
How do we make this happen? This is one of the issues that I kind of have with the Irish scene.
Okay. What is it? Tell us.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this off my chest, man.
Get it off your chest, bye.
So it's great. We all support each other, which is good. The Irish scene is healthy and a healthy point of descent. But I feel there's not enough of the support and backing of a lot of Irish artists. And with that being said, like you're not gonna be at that Beyonce status or that Jay-Z status if we're not basically pushing the Irish scene. Not just only like locally within Ireland, but like showcasing it outside of Ireland or whatever it is as well. And it's one of the things I have issues with is that we would support any artist that headlines in 3 Arena. Everyone will go out and show love and go crazy and spend €80 on a ticket to go see whoever they want to see. But when it comes to like Irish acts and Irish artists, you know, people would just share stuff on Instagram, and that's how far they would go. But they wouldn't show up to any live gigs or anything like that that goes on within the Irish scene, which is sad, which is really sad, man.
It is kind of sad. What I've experienced as an artist, I put on my launch night, right, for Understanding My Shadow.
Yeah.
And I had so many people tell me that they're coming and they want to come and they're looking forward to it. And then on the day of it, they didn't turn up. And
Exactly.
then I would meet them on the street and they would all say the same thing of, oh, I didn't make it because of this, and oh, I'll get to the next one, or they'd say, oh, you gotta let me know when you're performing, and I'll come along, and then you let them know, and then they don't come along, and I'm like, well, look, there is this inherent flaky nature.
I think that's a huge issue at the moment within the Irish scene, is that we don't. I mean, we support each other, we share each other's stuff on Instagram and social media, but showing up to an actual event or a gig to show some love goes a long way. And with that being said, like it that's when it takes you a step closer to those huge statuses of being a huge artist or whatever it is, you know. It's also just, as an artist, putting yourself out there as well to kind of just be heard and seen. And like, for example, I'll just use Jerry well because I was actually looking through his feed, came up on my Instagram. And he's kind of putting himself out there. He's just shot a sick video out in Romania, which hasn't dropped yet. And he's busy touring the UK as well, which is good. So as an Irish artist, I think there's risks that need to be taken as well. So where you just kind of have to come out of your comfort zone, man. Like, so let's say, for instance, calling up a small venue somewhere, just let's say outside Ireland and in the UK, just to like open up or busk outside the Ireland as well, or in the UK somewhere, just to put yourself out there, man, and just kind of market yourself. And I think that's what it is. I think as Irish artists, some of them are just afraid to take the risk, you know, to go the extra mile.
Why do you think they'd be afraid to take the risk, though?
I think because, man, what I personally think, I could be absolutely wrong, but this is my, obviously, a point anyway. And you don't have to obviously take it or not, but I'm just going to say, I think it's because they're just afraid of the backlash of, if it doesn't go well, then they're going to be like, but you know, Baba tried to do this, and it didn't work out. So I'm not going to want to do it because it failed for Baba. You know what I mean? So it's different for every artist, man. So a lot of artists, I think they're afraid of the backlash that would happen if it isn't successful, if they put themselves out there.
I feel that could be a very unconscious thing as well that we have. It could be an unconscious,
a
shadow element of our personality, we call it in the world of spirituality.
What's it called?
The shadow element of your personality. It's a hidden element, a hidden thing that drives us. So I think, like, collectively as a country, we do suffer a lack of self-worth. And our music is a reflection of our worth, and our accent is a reflection of who we are.
I was just going to say, I think there's still a stigma in Ireland where, like, I was even saying this off camera, I think I've said it all, even like, if you said like you wanted to be like a barber or something, or a plumber, like everyone would just be like, oh yeah, whatever, yeah. But if you said you wanted to be a rapper, or even, don't take a rap as in one genre, as like a musician, maybe not so much, but if you said a rapper, I know for a fact 98% people would not take it seriously. I think, well, one reason obviously is because I don't feel like there's any like solidified huge like star that can, like, you know, the way when UK broke out and they, for example, had Stormzy or even other artists like Scraps or other people that to look up to. I feel like there isn't that one that has like kind of broken the gates yet for the whole scene, for people to look up to, be like, oh yeah, you know, that guy. So all the influence comes from, that's why I kind of understand in a way, even though I don't really appreciate like people living in Ireland and going on different accents on a track. I feel like, but I also understand it in a way because they're looking at like whoever they're being influenced by. I don't feel like there's anyone big enough in Ireland that they can look up to be influenced by, so they start looking elsewhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, from my own personal journey, when I began rapping first, like I was 12, I was only listening to American music. I didn't know Irish rap existed. I actually thought I was the only one who existed. You know?
Yeah.
I lived in a small town, like, and it was just me rapping, and I thought, oh, okay, why am I the weird guy?
Yeah.
You know?
But you'd get that more, like, you're an artist. How would you feel when you tell people, like, you know, if they ask you, like, what are you doing?
Before you answer that, what genre would you classify as an artist? What genre would you put yourself in?
Myself, that is a good question. My EP is like trap.
Okay.
Trap, and then it's got maybe one kind of like Drakey
Okay.
track,
Yeah.
and then the last track is a little housey.
Okay.
So like there's 3 trap tracks,
Okay.
and then it's so like the trap is the darkness.
And what genre pushes? Well, I know obviously you push the hardest on any track you have to perform, but which kind of genre do you feel more comfortable in?
I don't really know, to be honest. It depends on what it is I'm trying to express. That's a very good question.
He's a rapper.
Huh?
He's a rapper. That's what he is.
A rap.
He does hip hop. That's what he wants.
That's what I was about to say. Is
But
that
I sing too, like.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you prefer to be a rapper than a singer.
I don't know. I think I like.
Remember what we had the conversation last.
I feel it, but I think
Yeah.
I've changed since
You're
then.
changing?
I've grown.
Oh, okay.
I've grown to. I wanted to be a rapper when I was a kid
yeah.
because I knew I could sing, but
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I couldn't sing. I had a lack of self belief, so I always felt like I couldn't sing too well.
All right.
And I had a
That age,
negative.
yeah.
I had a negative experience in the studio trying to record a singing track,
Yeah.
and it made me afraid to do it.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to be a rapper.
Okay.
But now I'll do the 2 of them, like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's good to have the two, like, you know,
Yeah.
because you can give 2 audiences 2 different types of music. You know, if people are into being serenaded by Bubba, they're gonna get those few singing tracks. If they want to hear a few bars spat by Bubba as well, there's also an audience for that as well, which is I think is cool to have the both. You know?
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just need more direction.
Now back to Ika's question.
What was the question?
What was actually the question? Yeah.
So I was saying, like, you would have more of an answer for that as an artist. Like, when you say, if someone asks you, like, what you see yourself doing, and you're like, oh, I want to be, let's say, a rapper, or what is the main, like, reaction or feedback that you kind of get? Do you feel like it's kind of like, as in, oh, yeah, or it's like,
When I was a kid, it was like, oh, whatever, just get a job, like, you know, just get a trade.
yeah,
And when I was a teenager, it was the same. Throughout school, I used to get a hiding for rapping. You know,
that's what I mean. Same.
I'd start. Lunchtime, it'd be like, "Hey, Spastic, give us a rap. Go on."
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"All right," and I'd be doing it like fucking legit,
Yeah,
serious,
yeah.
like, and they're like, "You're a fucking idiot," like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So then I'd be like, "What? So confusing, like."
Yeah.
I think it discourages people as well. You know, if you're after like getting home and you're after spending, let's say, a week or a couple of weeks or whatever, month or 2 on a track, and then you kind of get that reaction where, you know, like you said, like, oh, spastic, or, you know, like, you're like, I can imagine it can be disheartening after you spending your time putting, you know, like, trying to craft out the perfect verse, trying to like craft out a perfect song, and then you just get that, and I'm sure it's got to be like discouraging as well.
Of course it is. I mean, I wouldn't know how many other artists would have gone through stuff like that. You know, and if you have, my heart goes out to you, boy. You're decent.
I feel like that happens a lot though, so it is a good point in a way, because I think it's very, like, in Ireland at the moment we're still at a very, very early stage. Like, it's like, I feel like by majority of the people it's not even taken serious. If you're like in the music scene or whatever, it's taken as something like more of a hobby than a career. It's like, oh yeah, you're doing music, oh, that's a cool
Well,
thing.
yeah.
So what do you do? Really?
But that's,
you know?
to me, I think that's because it begins in schools even. Do you know what I mean? In like, who in school ever told me follow your artistry?
Of course.
Who in school ever brought me aside and said, if you actually want to become an artist, this is what you should do? You know, like, if I wanted to get a job in Centra, I understand that I write my CV and I go to Centra, hand in my CV, and then I can get a job in Centra.
Yeah.
If I want to be a bricklayer, I just fucking become a bricklayer. I do my.
site.
I just-
Construction site.
Or I could just ask my father, Dad,
Yeah.
can I work with you? You know, if I want to be a plumber, I do an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I want to be a rapper and a singer. Where the fuck do I go for that? Like,
Right. Question. In Ireland, do you think you can make a living out of music in Ireland?
at the moment, I make a living out of cover music.
Okay.
So cover music, 100%.
Which is still music.
Yeah.
Which is good. Because my huge question was, like, can an artist in Ireland make a living or career out of just making music? And if not, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, the answer is yes, but you have to be creative.
Okay.
Essentially. So I know people who make beats, right?
Right.
And they make a living off teaching workshops
Okay.
and
Yeah.
off selling the beats
Yeah.
and recording
Yeah.
people. So that's how they make their money.
Okay. Yeah.
And then as myself as a performer, I would have to make mine doing covers, busking,
Mhm.
and I get the odd paid comedy gig.
Okay.
You know, 'cause I touch on stand-up comedy
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And you mean like as a independent artist, because I know there's some the Irish artists who are actually signed to rock
So
But
just to hear what Fortune said, because I don't think it would pick you up on the mic, will we?
yeah.
Fortune's asking the question of is it possible to make it in Ireland as an independent artist?
Okay.
So my answer to that is I have no idea because I have no experience with that.
Okay. Yeah. I have no idea either, but like I'll just throw an opinion out there anyway about it.
I'd love to know.
I'd love to know as well. Independently, it depends what you're doing as an artist. If you're selling beats, you probably could. There's a lot of people, for example, Glamire's very own Corner Boy sold beats to UK grime artists, and you know they pay a lot of money for beats, like, you know what I'm saying. And it also depends if you're actually also a producer. For example, Chris Cabs, I'm sure he does that for like a living. So he's obviously making an income out of that. As an independent artist, I'd say it's a lot more. Nah, actually, I would say as an independent artist, you probably would survive than you are signed to any label, because from my understanding, I think any label in Ireland that any hip hop artist is signed to probably have 360 deals.
Which is not worth it, I don't think.
That's what I think anyway.
If there are any of the artists out there watching who are doing it for a living, let us know the circumstance.
Yeah. Not saying that that's what's happening.
But let us know what is happening. Tell us in the
Leave a comment
comments.
section.
Yeah.
Leave a comment section there.
Fill us in because
Yeah.
we would love to know,
Yeah.
and I personally love to know too. So.
Yeah, I'd love to be educated as well in that area. 'Cause
Educate us. That's the
Yeah,
good word.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think it also has a lot to do with marketing, as in whether you're signed to a label or whether you're independent. I think, like, how involved are you with your own shit, like the material that you're putting out? Because I know plenty of boys that are doing music and they're very talented and they make good music as well and everything like that. But like, I don't hear anything from them from one track to the other. Whereas you have other people who, like, if you go onto their Instagram, doesn't matter what day of the week it is or what day of the month it is, they're gonna have something out there trying to like get their name out there more, whether it's, you know, doing all sorts of stuff on Facebook, Instagram, all. I think it's a bit of that too. Like, you have to be able to like try on your own as well to get your name out there, however possible, whether it be busking, whether it be creating entertaining videos, skits, covers, whatever it is, whether even if you're just producing beats. I feel like to be able to get yourself out there and, you know.
Are you trying to say consistent content?
Yeah, consistent content and consistently marketing yourself too, so that like.
But what do
If-
we
if-
actually? But what? Here's the question: what do we actually know about marketing, though? What do you actually understand
Well,
about marketing?
what you understand enough to
No,
know.
what do you understand? I'm asking you.
I understand enough to know that if you want to be recognized, if you want to get a larger following, that it's not going to happen with you just not doing anything from one song to another. Because even if you take any artist that is solidified and is making an income of it, if they're not running their own social media, somebody is running it for them. The point is that there's something on their social media constantly to get you to have you engaged in that artist so that you're not losing interest.
I hear what you're saying, and I can relate to that because I made a pact this year from myself every 7 days to create a new
I
challenge.
saw that,
right?
yeah, I seen that.
And tell my Instagram, and it's so I would have consistent content
Yeah,
because I'm trying to commit to myself and my life and my future.
even like to take for example, follow Boba on the gram as well.
Do,
by the way. Like when I used to go onto your page, I know you're into the spiritual stuff and a lot of that, and I'd see like you resharing some of that stuff like before, whereas lately I'm seeing more of your own shit. Like I saw the thing about, it was about fags and then about going off sugar or whatever, you know.
I'm still on the sugar. Though.
Oh yeah, not
it
working.
didn't work.
It's hard, isn't it?
I was telling Instagram the other day, I'm too programmed.
How many spoons do you put in your sugar? How many spoons do you put in your sugar?
How many spoons do I
put in your sugar?
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
How many coffees do I put in my sugar?
Yeah, that's what I meant to ask. How many coffees?
I would say I put 4 sugars in my coffee.
Same. I
Yeah.
feel the struggle, fam.
Yeah, I do. Fortune looks like he's like, what's going on? Like, what? Yeah, 4, yeah.
He puts more.
How big is the cup? Though?
This guy he has a lot of sugar in
You put more in, do you?
Oh man.
Oh, wait.
No, because I drink in jugs.
A pint.
Okay.
In a
But
pint, I'd
like
have
my
to
teeth are goosed. My teeth are gone. Like they're fucked.
Yeah.
Mine were gone too. Yeah, in a pint glass, I'd go above 5 too.
But like back to your
Oh yeah,
point,
back
though.
to what your point. What?
If I don't know, there's some artists that just can't market themselves though. You know what I mean? Like they would have like serious content in terms of they'd be a good artist, good at whatever genre they actually do, but when it comes to actually marketing themselves and putting them out there, it's hard for them to be able to get the numbers up, whether it's followers or whatever it is, you know. And I kind of feel sorry for those type of artists because they obviously don't have. I mean, I don't know, to market yourself. I don't know what kind of. Sorry, huh?
Yeah.
No, as an artist, as an artist, I don't know what you need to be able to market yourself.
You need to know that you can't do everything by yourself.
Say that again.
So you need to make the camera will catch it. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
So the thing is, if you can't do that part, that's why you need to have either it's your friends or people around you that will take that part for you. You focus on music, and they do the marketing
I have
part.
a question, a personal question. So, what if you understand that, but don't believe that people want to help you? How do you change that?
To your friends,
Yeah.
your friends will want to help you.
Okay.
They will want to help you. So if you
Your
understand,
friends aren't helping you.
they're not your friends.
I have an awful issue, man. I have an awful issue.
I know what you mean. I'm the same.
I have
I'm
so much ideas, so many ideas, but this part of me is a part of me is like, yeah, but how are you going to achieve that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
how are you going to do that?
Yeah, I get it.
Talk to
I-
your friends.
but-
Talk to
It's
people.
the same with me. That's why probably I'm not an artist, is because if I have to,
I want to.
if
I'll
I have
change
to, if I have to share a certain craft of mine, and believe in that specific individual to put me out there and market me, because there's a lot of ways I want to do it, that he might say no, but I don't think you should do it like that though, because I know, like, I will get you. So there's gonna be that bit of clash of ideas, and I think that's why I'm probably not an artist or, you know, a marketing expert or whatever.
I'm
but
definitely
that's-
not.
That's
That
there.
clash-
I'm not
that
either.
clash is healthy.
I know on my
Teach you something.
on my Instagram, this is what I talk about on my Instagram every day. The what would you say, the personal challenges that I face,
Mm-hmm.
because 2020 is about moving through them, and what I'm trying to achieve on it is I'm trying to see how does a guy who loves to create stuff go from a guy who just busks and does cover gigs to a guy who was renowned all over the country as an artist.
Nice.
How do I change that?
Nice.
And what does it look like in every day?
Yeah.
And that's what my journey on Instagram is about right now.
Yeah.
You know, the commitment to that.
That's an interesting journey. Yeah.
Because it's the higher self, but I'm moving through my conditioning.
Okay.
You know, my, you know the way we're conditioned by our childhood.
Yeah.
So I'm discovering what those beliefs are and moving past them. You know? And like, I have no problem with being 100% honest about a fear of asking for help. I feel as though other artists listening to this can relate to these things
Yeah. Definitely.
because it's the human experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, I'm by no means trying to make this all about me, but I'm just talking about my...
Yeah. It's good to reference, to have an artist sitting next to us to be able to
Yeah.
explain certain things I wouldn't know because
Yeah.
I'm not an artist. You know what I mean? So it's good to have that. Another question I have is, who's the godfather of Irish hip hop? Because I don't know. I don't know who it is. Like, who's like the godfather of Irish hip
To
hop?
me, it would have
Or
to
the godfather,
be...
I don't want to be too.
For me, there's two. There's two. There is Collie.
I'm having trouble writing, all that comes out is scribbles. Can't even talk, all that comes out is dribbles. It's a pox when you can't think of batting to write. Fill a notebook last night, but they're all shite.
From Dublin.
Okay.
Because he was the first ever. It was actually the first single I ever bought. It was Collie's Some Sham.
Okay.
And he was the first guy, Irish guy I ever seen get released when CDs were a thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that track on Spotify?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. You never
'Cause
say
I'd love to
goddamn.
listen to that.
You never say goddamn, but man, you're some sham. And don't be fooled by the socks in me jocks. I'm still Collie from the block.
I think I've seen that video on YouTube before.
And I remember I bought that CD and I wrote to the instrumental. And I was so happy that another Irish rapper existed. I was like, what? So there's Collie, and then the second, so this would be my own reference. The second guy I ever came in contact with them was GMC. I got an album of his off a friend of mine who was mad into hip hop.
Mhm.
And I listened to it, I heard the accent, I was like, oh my God, another guy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not alone. And then I heard Rob Kelly, and this guy his punchlines are sick. Oh, he's fucking fire, man. This guy's sick. And he was actually in the brew the other night. For some reason I couldn't make it, but he's sick. So those three to me are the Godfathers,
Nice.
because they were the first three I came into contact with
That's dope.
years ago.
And who do you feel is holding the torch for Irish hip hop at the moment?
Right now, I am personally in love with Hazy Haze. It's Misha Hazy.
Yeah.
Hazy Haze. Personally, and Spec Fiction too.
Me, Godfather. To be honest, there was a lot of boys that I listened to, that even the ones that started, but I wouldn't give that classification to anyone yet. I would give that to whoever will be the one that actually, stamps.
So who do you think is popping in Ireland hip hop for you at the moment?
That's popping, but I think there's difference between like Godfather and like.
No. The question is who's popping?
Who do you think is popping for you? Who's
you.
like the top?
Like
Popping.
Irish hip hop artist?
there's no wrong answer. Just
I
because
know, but
because we understand that these things always change.
Yeah.
No, I understand too.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah?
Like, I'm not.
Just in case you're afraid to answer the question.
No. I'm not giving. Like I don't have.
Nobody
an answer.
take offense because we love all of you.
I have no answer for the Godfather one because I really don't have anyone that I would say like I think that's the guy. But who I think is popping, I think Ja is really good. I feel like he's one of the best rappers in Ireland, or potential to be one of the best rappers. Chris Cabs, I feel like, even though I feel like that guy should have more recognition, he doesn't, but he's still, I would say he's still, I'd say he's popping. The young lad, shout out to the, that's kind of it.
As an artist, right?
As an, even like you have to.
So as an artist, you think he's like one of the top?
Yeah, well, as an artist,
Chris Cabs.
it's Chris Cabs, yeah. I like when I look.
What are you saying?
When I look at Chris, what I'm saying is when I look at Chris Cabs, I know he's like I would say he's popping. But
Good.
like, I'm not trying to
He
take.
got it out there.
I'm not
Hey,
trying
you expressed yourself. Well done, boy. Woo. Fucking, you tell him, boy. You speak that sentence. You speak that sentence, boy. Come on. Now, you
That
tell him.
sentence is gone now.
All right. That was funny, though.
Yeah.
That was funny. So you're giving a shout out to Chris Cabs.
Chris Cabs, Ja one. You have to give shout out to the boys in D4 as well. They're doing serious views, and that can't go unnoticed.
I
as
actually
well
want to
because
say
they're doing huge views.
Sorry to cut in. I just felt inspired. FMC. I want to say I fuck with him so much, man.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
even the verse that he did in the cipher that we did together.
That cipher was dope.
I was
That
watching.
cipher was dope.
I was watching it with headphones on, right?
Yeah.
And his verse comes on, and I'm like, I just fucking like this man so much.
It's different when you hear it in the headphones than you would like hear it like.
I was really just like,
Yeah,
I was like, I feel super connected to how he moves, what he says. I'm like, wow, this thing is dope, like, and the tone of his voice. It's, I don't know. I'm just like,
It's the spot.
it just, yeah, it's like, what I'm saying is, you satisfy me on so many levels, my guy. It's fucking sick. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
The reason I didn't want to mention why I don't like to mention names is because I forgot. There was also other people. If I didn't mention your name, there's plenty of people that are popping. Also, our own Geronic, I feel like he's popping big time too. Ink, who's doing different kind of genre, but I was still.
Man, he's fucking consistently baiting it out there,
Yeah.
right?
I just
There
hopped
was
on Ink. I heard about Ink.
Doing serious stuff. I have a couple of guys in Belfast. I forget the name now, but he's doing really good stuff. As
I
well.
feel what you're saying because I want to say as well, like, I fucking love everyone that's doing it.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah,
I actually, there was a point where you'd hear people and you'd be like, oh my God, this is waffle. Like, why is this Irish hip hop? But-
Yeah, there's a good handful of those as well. Yeah.
But I will tell you, it's been a long time since I've come across something like that.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's come a long way. Yeah.
Because everyone out there right now is actually legit. Like,
I agree.
They're putting the serious content.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. I agree.
Like,
I think ink could be an example of what artists need to do, especially let's say rappers need to do in hip hop, like in Ireland, to actually start popping.
yeah.
Ink is consistent.
Is he what, man?
It's consistent, yeah.
I agree.
Think it's, yeah,
And as well, his belief comes across.
Yeah.
yeah.
And from a genre that is crazy, like he's a
Yeah.
drill artist
He's out on his own, like.
Yeah,
in Ireland.
on in Ireland, yeah.
That is popping.
He's out on his
You
own.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a completely crazy genre to have within the Irish scene, but at the same time, the fact that it's popping from an Irish artist is crazy for
And
me.
yeah, man, it's like, well done. It's like, he's like, fuck this. This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Sick.
that's basically an example of a mentality of Irish artists that need to have, is that if you're down about whatever you're doing, man, just push. It doesn't matter where you need to go through or who you have to go through to reach where you want to reach. Just do it, man. Do it.
I feel ya. I'm getting inspired by. There's
Yeah.
a fucking level I want to get to. It's a Tyler the Creator level, by.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out to him. He won a Grammy as well last night. So
Yeah, man.
That was dope.
Oh,
What do you
sick.
think, guys? Like, I have a question. What do you think? Like, what needs to be like? What are we lacking that we don't have, so that music can be like an established thing?
Direction.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think?
That's exactly what it is. I was trying to find an exact terminology, but it is direction.
I think it's people, involvement of people too. I think the more people that get involved in it as well, doing like, there's not only like hip hop and like writing hip hop, you know, there's many other things. People need managers, people need
Support.
PR, people need, you know, there's so much,
yeah. We need it. You need a team.
Yeah.
You need a team.
But like, as I said, if you're a type of artist that I would be, it'd be hard to get those type of things of being managed, and being able to get a PR or whatever it is. But like at the same time, those type of things are also needed as an artist, right? Your management or PR or whatever it is. But at the point where you're only just starting off, you don't kind of need those type of stuff.
Yeah,
at the
yeah, you
moment,
gotta do
right?
it yourself.
Correct.
Like,
You gotta
yeah,
do
yeah.
it yourself. Right?
DIY, like.
But like, at what point do you feel, right, I need someone to step in here, I need someone to step in here as an artist? Because I don't know. Like, do you feel like that you're at a stage as an artist where you need someone to step in a certain...
Yeah.
Something
Because
that, you know...
I had a plan. My plan was to make my EP, right?
Yeah.
And put it on Spotify, all the streaming, all the platforms.
Yeah.
Make a video, and then start gigging it.
Okay.
So I did, and I thought like once I did that, I would gain a momentum, and then I would start to attract circumstances where I'd be able to become seen and heard.
Yeah. Okay. 100%.
But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I put it on Spotify. It got a little bit of listens, and the video has got just over 2K views.
Okay.
And after that, I'm like, what do I do now?
Yeah. 100%.
That's on the way. Yes, that is on the way. That is on the way. Actually,
It's very much on the way.
that is very much on the way. But it's a different kind of song. I recently won a competition, and I'm getting to record this track, and
nice.
so in a professional studio. So I'm going
Do
to
you
be.
want to talk more about that competition?
I'm going to be releasing it. It's actually this will be out after. So it's a competition in my hometown for the song from my hometown.
Okay.
And it's in correlation with some festival that they're running to celebrate the castle. So my hometown, Nina, has a castle in it that's been there for 800 years. So they're having a big festival. And the festival is bigger than what I think it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fully up to date on the whole thing behind it, right? But what I've understood is this is a massive opportunity for me.
Nice.
And some recognition.
Nice.
And
would you say you have a good backing of numbers from people from home?
I will after this.
Okay.
I will after this.
Okay.
So I feel as though something's about to pop.
Yeah.
You know, this song, the song I wrote there was about being a culture, and I was using colloquialisms.
Nice.
Uh,
It's connecting with the people, like.
Yeah, and using colloquialisms from my hometown.
Yeah, yeah.
And I made the beat myself as well, so
Yeah.
that was
So it could be relatable, like.
a proud moment for me. You know,
Yeah.
can't read music, but can follow my nose using. You know, it's like hang on, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember why we started talking about this. But it's all about me.
Yeah. No, sorry, yeah. Yeah, for me, someone I believe is popping in the Irish scene, for me personally, the person that I believe does not get the credibility that they should, and that I'm a low key, well, not low key actually, I'm a big fan, is GB. I think GB is one of the top lyricists
He
in
is
Ireland for me.
fucking lit.
What's going on? That all depends. If you're really trying to be more than friends, it goes far beyond attraction and ask. Girl, I've learned from the past, but I always felt like it was common sense. It's simple, they buy likes, we buy houses. Back so big, take time to fit in them trousers. No need for the drama, B, you're not an actress. Dates without makeup, so I know you're not a catfish. Damn.
Problem is, it's his fault.
I would agree.
It's his fault for him not to get recognition.
Why?
He doesn't come out. He doesn't put himself out more.
That's what I
He has so many songs that are not released.
Yeah.
But you know what that
He
is?
performs them,
But you know what that
they're
is?
not released. Why is that?
That is because I can relate to him. He's a man who has incredible ability but does not believe in himself because his ability is actually bigger than what he can understand.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that you listen to and he hits you in the soul. But he is probably, and for him that's normal, right?
Yeah.
So that a very high standard is normal for him. So he doesn't see it as a high standard. He just sees it as, oh, that's normal, like. So he doesn't believe in it as much as the rest of us would. He can't, because he can't see it from the outside. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's
I
exactly
hate
what
when
it
that
is.
happens though, you know, when someone's like
I know.
really talented.
I tell him all the time, like, it pisses me off the fuck, like.
So GB, man, we need to have a chat and a hug, right?
GB,
Not
you need to
even
come sit
him
here.
only, and
You
the
need to
other
come sit
artists.
here.
The other artists who are probably the same.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
for me, like back to my point, GB was one of the top lyricists for me in Ireland, and yeah, man, like I don't know who's managing him, but whoever's managing him, they need to do something about him. He needs to pop. He needs to pop out more.
He needs to be seen, man.
Yeah,
'cause
definitely. I think he needs to. I think he needs like kind of visual content as well in terms of maybe a video towards
Yeah.
any tune that he has at the moment or any. I know he likes to spit over beats, American beats and stuff like that, and we would appreciate just a video or a personal video where he just spits and that beat is playing in the background, so you can kind of put the face, you know, to the bars as well, which is really important. Like so. GB, I need you to release visual content as well, my bro.
Yeah, man. Come on now.
I hate when that happens, you know, when someone's really talented and then they make like one song and then they start walking away like Craig David. You
Okay, I feel
know?
yeah.
And you're like, no fam, give us some more of that.
It could be as well because it took him so much effort. I'm only relating it back to myself again, but they did one thing, it took them so much effort, and they're like, oh my God, I can't go through that effort again. Right?
Especially when it's not even getting like
Yeah.
the feedback that you I suppose like envisioned in your mind, because I suppose like whenever you're writing down something, you're envisioning it to be like, oh yeah, this is gonna do better. Then when you like, there's few songs though, I won't go into any names or anything, but I look at the views on them and I'm like, how is this possible? Like there's videos out there that are very good music videos, very good like everything, visuals, song, everything, and they're on like 1-2K views, and I'm like, man, that's so disappointing. Like, you know, as like, you know, just to even look at it, like the amount of time that would have gone into producing, recording the thing, then the visuals, the whole lot, and then for it to, that's why I was on about a while ago about more people being like engaged and being involved, even just for support, really, just to, instead of like to look at your own video and instead of 2K see another 0 next to it, and like I'm sure that would encourage someone to get back into the studio. You know,
Here's the
it can
thing,
be a morale lifter. and a
Here's
booster.
the thing I want to
I
throw
think.
out there. So if you have a friend who is an artist and he invites you to a show and you say you're going to go but you don't turn up because you're going to do that flaky thing, right? Right? That's lousy. First of all, that's lousy. But put yourself in the artist's shoes. Imagine they made it and then you turned up to their show. What message does that send to your friend? What message does that tell your friend?
Yeah, for me personally, like if a friend shows up to any music event that I put on, that I told him I wanted to show up to, for me, I'd feel like some type of way. I feel like, you know, at least they see exactly what I'm trying to do. They also appreciate the fact what I'm also doing, and it also shows me that, you know what, man, like even though a few people that I don't know showed up, but that one friend of mine showed up, and that's amazing. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people I invited that didn't show up, but that friend showed up. So that basically means something to me. Like, all right, so if I need any sort of, like you're saying, like if you want to get help from a friend, that's probably one of those friends you probably should, you know, reach out to and be like, you know what I mean? Because they believe in your craft and they believe what you're trying to do, and that's why they're there.
And it helps you further believe in yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good to have, you know, a group of people that fuck with your music, that you probably never met before, or whatever it is. But it's also important to see, like, one of your boys or one of your homegirls or whatever show up to a show and actually sit through or go through the whole show of you just performing. Because then, like, it also just shows you, like, even though you're doing this, like, you know, you still have people who are riding with you throughout it that, you know, confide in, which is really important. Like, as an artist, as I said, like, you know, a lot of artists, as I said, they'd show up to Drake, they'd show up to anyone in the 3 Arena, but when it comes to showing up to any of their friends' musical events, you know, they know it to be seen.
Yeah.
Which is sad, man. Which is
It
really
is.
sad.
But that is the human challenge as well, I would like to say. That is the if I was to get a little deep on it, that would be, as an artist myself, what I understand from my own life is that this is my spiritual challenge.
Yeah.
My task is to come into the world and experience what it's like to not be living your dream, and to move through it and figure out how you actually make that happen.
Yeah.
You know, so everything on the outside, as in, they say that the outer world is a reflection of your inner world, and that can get confusing for me sometimes. But the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So if someone doesn't turn up to your show, it's because an element of you doesn't believe in it, or an element of you doesn't need that person there.
Okay. That's 100%.
You know,
I believe in that second one, yeah. That you don't need them, like.
so it's up to you then to determine which one it is. So I learned that at my launch that, like, a lot of people who said they were going to come didn't, but people I didn't even invite came, and it was a different audience than what I thought.
Yeah.
And one thought went in my mind was, this is the audience that actually needs to hear what I got to say. So I'm going to work from that place.
Yeah.
And
Care
it,
for those that, you know. Yeah.
and it was,
Yeah, and at this time, at this day with the internet and that, you have to stop depending on friends as well.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't come, don't bother them again.
yeah.
Go on for yourself, you know.
Yeah,
Use
because
the internet as your
it doesn't work
Yeah.
for any of you. It just
Yeah.
makes the both of you feel awkward.
tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck.
And you also-
whatever. Just talk to them, but then music-wise or artist-wise, don't really rely on them.
And that way you're appreciating more as well the people that actually did show up, that
Rather
are
than-
there.
Rather than focusing on who didn't.
The people
Yeah.
that didn't, yeah, so.
Funny thing happened after my launch. I had an existential crisis because the album's called Understanding My Shadow, and it's me admitting all of my bullshit.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, in my mind, it was like, I'm going to do the launch now, and that's my lifeline forever. I'm an artist then, you know, and I'll be on the upward trajectory, and I'll start to get views, and I'll build traction, and then people will start to come, and then all of a sudden there's a label going, Bubba Shakespeare, we want to sign you up there. But what actually happened was, I did the gig, expressed myself, felt good about it, and then walking home, I was like, oh my God, what is life? I just exposed my entire negative self to an audience Oh, come and eat me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm triggered. Oh God.
And tomorrow is going to be the exact same day as it was before the launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed,
Yeah.
and only now you feel a bit insecure because you've overshared. And I thought, oh,
Now everybody knows what type of individual you were or are. Yeah, I know what you mean.
and I actually sat in the pub after the pub across the road. I actually sat there with a pint in front of me, like sitting there like this. For the whole night, I actually could not get out of the feeling, to the point where everyone in the bar was like, "Bob, are you all right?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are you sure? Because you're usually talking." I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And then
I'm done talking. I'm done sharing.
I just told them the truth. I was like, "I'm having an existential crisis, lads. I don't know what life is."
Yeah.
So that could be a reason why an artist isn't coming out of their room as well. We'll just throw that out there too,
That's a fair point.
because we are human beings.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
And to be an artist means that you're trying to create your dream life.
Yeah. And there's going to be hiccups along the way, like, so.
Of course.
That's what
On
anything.
that note, I wanted to mention, like, any artists out there, we've a lot of dope artists and lots more who we haven't even heard yet. And I'd say for all those people to like not get discouraged by if you're not getting the attendance that you want at your gig, or you're not getting the views straight away. Maybe it will come. Just keep grinding, keep grafting, stick to your craft. And
Don't give up, ever, 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 and never, ever, ever tell yourself as well that you're too old. I'm 32 now, and
What?
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it, would you? I'm 32. I'm a young 32. You know what I feel? I feel right
That's mad.
because there's black in my soul. I feel as though I won't crack.
I hope that doesn't go over their heads anyway. I hope that doesn't go over their heads.
So I feel as though I'm going to be a youthful
Yeah.
older guy. So it doesn't really matter because it's the energy thing.
Yeah.
But what I would like to say to anybody who, let's say someone who's the same age as myself, still wanting to achieve it and pursue it, when it is your time, it is your time. When you have unlocked it, when you've gone through your negative stuff and you've unlocked that right to believe in it, then it will turn up. So do not worry. Whatever it is that is in front of you is there because you're supposed to learn a lesson. It's not there trying to tell you that you're bullshit because you're supposed to remain believing that you're bullshit. It's there to tell you, you feel like you are bullshit, how do I change this? That's all it is. And you have to tell yourself, or what I can tell myself is, I can outlast the bullshit. I can outlast the silence. I can outlast anything because I believe someday it will turn. You know, and that's what I'd like to offer to anyone out there. So listen to my album because you'll be inspired. That's what I'm saying. Understand your shadow, right? And then life gets easy. So we're going to have some final thoughts. Wise words. Is it wise words? Yeah. And you would like to finish it off by saying?
Yeah, just what I said a while ago about keeping belief in yourself, keep grinding, and I feel like how we started off the conversation, saying I feel like Irish hip hop is at its healthiest point, and I think it can only go upwards. So let's all do it.
Tell them.
Yeah, closing points, man. As I said, back to my point that I made earlier, let's show up to people. Let's show some love to Irish hip hop scene. I personally as well am a product of those people who don't show up to any events or whatever it is, and so that's why I'm saying it. So yeah, just join me, man. Let's show some love to the hip hop Irish scene, and let's make it go big.
Yeah, tell him. My final words are, we're all just reflections of each other, so if you can love yourself, we can love another. We are all class, it's just a journey to the Y. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you check out this guy.
Hey. I thought he was pointing. I know. He was like,